How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I've been having quite a few questions on how I did the round headlight conversion on my later model 240, which is an 89, and it has the 75 grille and headlights on it. So I figured today I'd just do a quick little video showing you how I did it, and hopefully it can steer you in the right direction. As you can see behind me, that's what the old grille and headlights looked like. But yeah, I'll grab a tool here and we'll run it through the car and I'll show you how I did it. Alright, so that's basically the gist of it there. If you're not familiar with this conversion, it had the big square lights here and then the smaller grille. And yeah, it's actually super simple to do this. So I'll just take this stuff all off and I'll kind of start with what you need to cut and how things go on. And yeah, it's fairly simple. Alright, so starting with the round headlight, you can see these super ghetto little brackets that I made, and these are basically just here so that there's something for these holes in the round bucket to actually mount to, because as you can see there's no material here. On this side I did have to trim a little bit in here just to get this to fit. But yeah, it's super ghetto, very basic. Didn't even get stainless or anything, just some cheap metal from Home Depot. And you can see, I think one of the holes lined up kind of down here, but then this one, and the top one here needed to be bolted into the two pieces of metal going across. This side I didn't have to trim anything because the bulge is down here and this was inside the cutout already. But you can see it's mounted the same way with the two pieces of metal going across. And obviously if you're not going to use the factory bucket from the 75, then you'll be mounting these a little bit differently, but I figured this was the best way to go since you do have a little bit of the headlight adjustment with the adjuster screws. Another question I get asked is, how do you retain the marker lights? Because if you're aware, the marker lights are different on the later models, the same with the fender. The square headlights have this big plastic bucket here, which also integrates the mounting for the corner light. So super simple again, very basic, just a little piece of metal that comes out to here and a self tapper just run right into the marker light, and it's nice and secure. And again, same thing on this side. It's definitely not fancy, but it gets the job done. All right, so moving on to the grill here. Basically what you need to do is cut off the bottom fin here, which is about 1 inch, but retain this middle piece here because it actually will slot in right here. And then these two holes here actually line up perfectly with the mounting slots right there, and then you can use these funky little twist tabs to mount it. And I also did have to relocate the horns. They were mounted in here, but they interfered with the back of the grill, so I just whipped up something from some scrap that I had and just hung them right there. Yeah, that's basically it for the grill, so I'll show you how that goes on. So just like that, the grill is installed. I did actually run it like this for a while with no bezels, just to kind of figure out how much I wanted to trim and where I wanted to trim them. So with these, I definitely did trim a bit too much. I thought I needed the relief cuts in here to kind of give an opening for these guys around the bucket, but didn't quite need as much. And then with these, I just slowly shaved them down, as you can kind of see here, just enough, little by little, until they fit as nicely as I wanted them to. It's definitely not perfect, obviously, because this car never came with this grill and headlight combo, but yeah, I think it does the job, and it definitely looks better in my opinion. And the light output from these round headlights was way better than what I got from my old square ones, so that's a bonus as well. But yeah, I'll show you how these mount to the car. It's a bit tight, so, and again, it's not perfect. This grill slides a bit, so you can kind of finesse it in here. And then on the top, there's these two factory holes here. There are these plastic pegs that stick up, and I just shaved them down to kind of fit in here. And if you can see it, the radiator support is bent up just a little bit. It's super flimsy, so you can just kind of do this by hand until this fits in here. And then on both sides I use these whatever you call them, Christmas tree clips or whatever, just to pop it in like that. And then over on the same side, or the other side here, So yeah, there you go. That's basically how you do your round headlight conversion. Maybe I can give you a quick peek at the back here. Let's see if you can see where I had to cut, but you can kind of get an idea here. There's this big kind of spring thingy here for the adjusters, which I had to cut some metal out to fit that back here, but on the passenger side it was already sticking out, so I didn't have to cut anything on this side. Oh, another thing too is you will have to convert the pin out for the headlights to H4, I believe, which is pretty simple. You can just get clips from your local parts store and just kind of repin them to what you need here. But yeah, that's it. Pretty simple, gets the job done. And I guess if you're wondering, that's E34 bumper that I've kind of merged onto here. It's definitely not done, but I'm gonna build a little filler panel here to kind of complete the look and obviously paint it. But yeah, that's it.